Hi everyone, this is Diane Lam, the founder of Everything Ally, and if you watched my last video on the mindset and money shift that will transform your business and catapult your growth, then congratulations, you are well on your way into exponentially growing your business. And now that you understand the value of your time and the investments that you need to make in yourself and the support team around you, today I want to spend a little bit of time talking about what can you get off your plate today, who you can give it to, the one role that you need to truly become the CEO of your business and transition into a high 6, 7, and 8-figure business and beyond. And then also I'm going to give you my number one tip on how to hire really great candidates. So I'm going to give you a lot of really good information today. So please stick with me and let's start with, what can you get off your plate today? So, what can you get off of your plate today? If you're new to building a support team around you, or if you're just starting out and you're still scaling your business, there are still things that you can get off your plate today. And it really comes down to your business goals, your vision, and your core competencies and what you like to do. But what it really, really boils down to are what are the things during your day that you really enjoy doing? What are the things that you could do all day today, get up tomorrow, and feel just as energized to do again? Those are the things that you should really keep with you. And then when you think about the things that you have to do, what are the tasks that really kind of bog you down, that linger forever on your to-do list, or that you put off forever because you don't really want to do them? You know that there's going to be a lot of legwork. It's not your core competency. It's not something that you enjoy or are interested in learning. Those are the things that you should really transition to other people who have core competencies in those areas. Things that I see a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs want to get off their plate pretty quickly are social media strategies, online marketing strategies, research especially is a huge thing because there are probably 100 things on your to-do list that you could knock out immediately if you just had the research to back it up and you could just make the decision very quickly. So, market research, peer research, platform and technology research and comparisons, those are things that I see a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners get off their plate pretty quickly, and it really helps move them forward and get them traction on their goals very quickly. Copywriting, and SEO are also another area that I see a lot of pretty immediate outsourcing, as well as customer support, dealing with customer questions or complaints, refunds and payments. Things along those lines are stuff that I see outsourced pretty immediately. And to be totally honest, the return in terms of your time and your ability to generate more income when you outsource these items is very immediate. So I see a lot of business owners really starting at these areas, and it really opens up a new world for them because they realize just the power behind having a team behind you to support your growth and allowing you to focus on other areas of your business. So when you think about yourself as you're starting out and as you're building and you are still in this phase where you're just beginning to build a team around you, the number one thing I want you to keep in mind is that cost should never be a deterrent. If you're at the phase where you know what you want to get off your plate and you're willing to ask for help, there are tons and tons of resources available to you to get help. It can be anyone from, a local kid in your neighborhood or a college student who's looking for a part-time or summer job to consultants and experts who are contractors. These are also a good source as you're building and starting out and kind of developing your own operations and scale, because especially with contractors, you don't have the burden of a full-time employee in terms of the benefits, the employment taxes that you have to take on to bring on a full-time hire. If you look at like a lot of the companies, big businesses today, where they're really failing is because of the high cost to retain a lot of full-time employees. Hiring and outsourcing to consultants removes that burden, and you can get the help that you need at a very reasonable price. There are consultants and experts across various ranges of expertise and various price levels and rates. So please don't feel like you only can outsource when you hit a certain amount of money, because the help is there. The help is there to help you build your business if you will ask for it and you're willing to go and look for it. So next, now that we've talked about what you can do when you're just starting out and as you're building and growing and kind of establishing your business, let's talk about the role that you need when you are trying to transition into the high sixes, the sevens, and beyond. So, what I see with a lot of the business owners that I've worked with and a lot of the entrepreneurs that I've worked with is that at the beginning stages, it's really easy to bring on contractors and to delegate pieces of your business to outside help. But once you get to a certain point, you are your own worst enemy. You're the bottleneck because you're still managing the day to day with these employees or with these contractors. I like to call them employees. Um, because you still have to kind of run around and source all the information from them. You still have to manage them day to day. And in order to really become the CEO of your business, you need to get away from being that day to day manager and really step into the visionary role, the strategic role, to drive your company to those high sixes, those sevens, and beyond. So, what I see, the number one role that a lot of entrepreneurs need if they want to transition into this higher earning, these higher revenue businesses, is that they need an administrator. When I've held that role, my titles were executive assistant, operations manager, chief of staff. I've also heard people in this role referred to as business affairs, chief operating officers, or chief administrators. Whatever you want to call them, the role is still the same. They are your other half. They are the person that complements your skill set. They have core competencies and they enjoy the day to day running of the business. So they can have your back and help you get more done by managing these bits and pieces of the day. They manage the projects to keep you on track and ensure your future success. They manage your team so that you're no longer a manager and you're really an entrepreneur. You're really a CEO. They manage the metrics to make sure that you're on track to meeting your goals. And they manage the day-to-day operations of your business so that you aren't stuck in the weeds day to day and you can work less and do more with your team and still make more money. So that's really the role that you need to become the CEO. You need a strong administrator, a strong right-hand man. You can give them whatever title that you want, but it's important that as you build out this role, you think about them managing the operations, managing the team, managing the projects, and managing those metrics for you, because that's really the role that will get you out of day-to-day management and catapult you into this visionary leader, visionary CEO category that will help drive your business exponentially forward. So now that we've talked about what you can do early on through the development and scaling phase of your business to really get help and support and drive your growth forward, and then we've talked about the roles that you need in place in order to make that transition from the high sixes into the sevens and the eight figures, I want to talk to you a little bit about hiring and how to hire really great quality candidates. I'm going to share with you my number one tip to always hire really great candidates. My number one tip for hiring really great candidates. So, when you do an interview, you're really going to always ask a few of the same basic questions. You're going to ask about their background, you're going to ask about their experience. But what I like to add to my interview process is case studies. I add case studies because everyone can nail an interview. Everyone can do great. Everyone can look really great on paper. But when you ask a case study style question during the interview, it really shows you a lot about a way a candidate thinks, about the way that they communicate, and the way that whether they understand your needs and your business fully. So these case studies don't need to be super complex. We don't need to get crazy here, and you should really scale the question to the role. And we're certainly not asking them for a lot of expert information for free, but we're really trying to get a sense of what their experience is and have them apply their experience in a way that directly relates to you and specifically to what you need and specifically to your role. So when I'm asking a question like this, one of my goals is that I want to increase my following and my conversions on social media, and I'm hiring a social media manager. So what I would ask them as a case study style question is, okay, so this is my goal. I want to increase my following and my conversions. This is the platform that I use. Give me some examples of how you've done this in the past and how would you do it for my business? Again, so this question will tell you a lot about what they think and how they can process information, if they can critically think, and if they can apply their skills to you directly. This is something that is very, very telling about a candidate, and you will find very quickly it will differentiate the people who maybe don't have expertise in your style of business, who might have some basic knowledge, but maybe not necessarily the deep knowledge that you're looking for. And it will really show you the candidates that understand what you need, understand the task at hand, understand your business, and can really make an impact for you. So today we've gone through a lot of information. You now know, what you can get off your plate very early on, what you can delegate, who you can give it to, the resources that are available to you at the very early stages, the role that you need to have in place in order to transition into a larger scale operation, and then my number one tip to hire the best candidates. You've come full circle and you're almost at the end of your journey. If you can implement these steps into your business and into your hiring, you'll definitely be heads and tails above and past your competitors in terms of boosting your growth and catapulting towards success. I'll talk to you next time. This is Diane from Everything Ally.